What's up, y'all? I am your girl Candy, and I got the beautiful Eva Marcel with me.
Hey guys.
And we are about to speak on it.
Is that what it's called? Speak on it?
Yeah, speak on it.
Well, speak on it.
I had already heard.
I can turn a shade tree into a money tree. Basically, speak on it. We just speak on the episodes. You get to say however you feel. Like, if you want to read me, this is your chance.
Girl, how much tape y'all got? Now just playing. All right, where you want to start?
You know, it's so much that we can cover. I mean, obviously we're getting towards the end of the season.
Yes, we are.
But I thought that maybe we could start with your wedding.
Okay.
The reason why I want to start with your wedding, obviously, because it was the last episode, but then also it's like, now it's like the talk of the town.
I know.
I went to New York the other day, and everywhere I went, everybody was like, wow, the wedding, the wedding, the wedding. So, how did you feel about the wedding episode?
Okay, so it's so weird because while I was at my wedding and like going through the experience, it was very different than watching it.
Right.
Like I didn't know half the stuff that was going on. I remember running into you and Portia like when I was coming from, I think from my ceremony, like about to get ready for my reception, and I saw you and Portia for a second, and I'm, you know, Portia like 15 months pregnant, so I just figured y'all was like cooling your jets. I had no idea what was going on at the wedding. I thought that this was gonna be like one of the first events, parties, celebrations where it was going to be just completely cool because it's a wedding.
It's a wedding.
And who doesn't love a wedding? Child.
But outside of it being a wedding, you allowed the Housewives cameras to be there.
Okay, so look, you have had a full wedding special, right?
Right.
So you have had like, dun dun dun, the production is Candy's wedding.
Right.
Now, having had that experience, you knew that this was not that. This was like Eva's getting married and she had let the cameras come.
Which I thought was interesting because like you had music playing in your wedding. I was like,
how they gonna clear that?
Yeah, they let her play all this music. I was shocked because normally they try to ruin the party part of it.
But that was the thing. Like it wasn't, and like sincerely was not a Bravo production. It wasn't a Housewife production. I just felt like, you know, I'm letting the world into my world, my life, my husband, my kids, my family. How do I allow you guys to follow me for this whole year, and then I have this big special day called my wedding, and I'm like, no, y'all can't come. So I just felt like, you know, I didn't want to make a big production out of it as far as making it a TV show, but I also didn't want to just, you know, give pictures. I wanted to allow people to actually experience my wedding too. So I'm like, look, the cameras can come, don't mess up my wedding. I don't want it to be a shit show, but you know, come and see what happens. I had no idea that like Nene was having the hardest time in the world with this whole speech.
No, you're not. You're doing the best thing you can do.
And a full breakdown. Like after the fact, I found out my cousin had to go and like touch up her makeup. And my cousin is my man of honor. Yes, like he's in the wedding and he's doing her makeup in the bathroom. She's like, oh, I can't go on. Cynthia, you do
So
it.
he didn't tell you?
I had no idea. I found out everything after the fact, and I'm like, why?
Well, that's what I mean. Weddings, you know, it's a lot that goes down at weddings anyway.
Lord.
But yeah, it was a lot going down at your wedding that you weren't privy to.
At all.
And you know what? When you came down the hallway, when we were in that hallway, having our conversation,
I don't want to argue about this. I think it's rude.
you came down the hallway, and I was wondering were they going to try to pull you in for a scene? Because I was like, that wouldn't be cool.
Yeah, no.
You know, and so
I literally just ran into you guys. I mean, I brought it up to show like how genuinely organic it was. It was not staged or nothing. Like I walked in, you guys just happened to be sitting there. I figure you just getting a breath. I know you don't drink. And Portia can't drink.
Right.
And it's cocktail hour.
Right.
So you guys are sitting here. It made sense to me. I got to chat with you for a second. I know I was like real cheesing from ear to ear. So excited. But I can say, you know what? Despite all of the unnecessary drama at the wedding, I'm happy I didn't know it was going on. Because I was able to really enjoy my day.
Well, yeah, now that's important because at the end of the day, I mean, you don't want, you know, the drama of the show to take away from your moment.
Exactly.
You know
And it didn't. Like you guys, I felt like you guys were really there to support my wedding. The cameras just happened to be there too. I felt like love was in the air. All the couples I could tell like felt the love. I saw you and Todd and Cynthia and Mike, they were just, I mean, I have 50 pictures of them and they are kissing the whole time.
What was cracking me up was when Cynthia was like, I could just imagine myself being the one getting married with Mike. I was like,
That Mike is my Mike. I'm in Eva's dress. Oh my God. I know, Cynthia's next. She's definitely next.
oh, for sure.
Yes, her and
For
Portia
sure.
gonna be right like, don't worry ladies, I promise I will not mess up your wedding and there will be no like drama after the fact.
Girl.
At least for me.
We hope not. I mean, I don't know. I guess because like you said, I was, I had a full like special, so I
Expected that.
Right.
But see, it was different for me because I didn't expect any drama. I asked Nene to say a toast at my wedding, but I didn't think that it was like a big to do. Like, I mean, there are definitely other people I could have asked had she did not wanted to do the toast or if it was too difficult for her to do. I didn't realize there was all that behind it.
Right.
Like, I'm like, hey, because if you saw the scene when I asked her to do it, there wasn't reluctance or like, why me? It was like, sure.
Right.
And then we went back to Marlo and Cynthia like, child, she's gonna ask me to be in her wedding. I'm like, whoa, pause. Everybody just calm down. You have no dress fittings. This is not like an official part of the wedding. Like, it's a toast. And so it kind of hurt my feelings, I must say, watching it after the fact, because I'm like, how we get here?
Well, that is true. I mean, I guess the whole thing was, that's why, I guess you wasn't getting it on your end, but on our end, I told you this before, that we were just trying to figure out like, okay, how close are they? She asked her to be a part of the wedding. So all those conversations we're having and you didn't.
Had no idea because as you saw her with me, I wasn't getting she's third removed or she shops at Swag. Like, that wasn't the case. Like, the lady that's been doing her makeup since season 1 on this show, I introduced her to.
Yeah.
And how many seasons are y'all in?
Oh, this season 11.
Exactly. So I'm just saying, I've never purported to be best of friends or speak to you every day, but ma'am, I'm not a stranger. And we're not gonna play that game. So I just got my feelings hurt because I'm like, okay, how we get here?
Which we did talk about that at the reunion, but we'll get back to that
Tune
later.
in.
Yeah, and then the other thing was, at the wedding, you look beautiful.
Thank you. Y'all look beautiful too.
I'm gonna tell you my favorite part of the wedding.
Okay.
When your husband, when y'all brought, Marley up.
Uh-huh.
Like to me, I always feel like a man who can love another person's child like it's their child. That always makes me feel like, I don't know, it makes me tear up sometimes, but then it's just like, it's genuine. It's not fake.
No, it is. And you
truly
you're a
loves
single
her.
mom. So.
Right, exactly, and that's important. I mean, for anybody who's a single mom out there and you have kids, you want that man to love your child like it's his child too.
You do.
And so that moment for me was beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
Yeah, their dance. And so the song, it's so funny because I chose a lot of the music, right? And so the song that I was going to have them dance to was Pharrell Happy. Because so they could like kind of jump around and stuff. And so when the music started, I was like, hey, this isn't the song. But it's the song that he and Marley listen to on the way to school every morning. Because he takes her to school in the morning. And they listen to Major, This Is Why I Love You. And they sing it to each other. So when that song just started playing and they started dancing, I was like, oh my God, what is happening right now? And they were singing it to each other. And it's like their song. Oh my God, it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. And Marley, it's kind of cool because she's at the age where she kind of knows what's going on. Like, she's not obviously mature enough to understand the full gravity, but she does know that we went from like me and her to like, then daddy came and now daddy's gonna marry mommy, and so now we're a fam. Like, oh my God, it's so beautiful.
How old is Marley?
So Marley's 5 now.
Okay, 5 years old.
5 years old.
Okay, so as a single mom, we're gonna have an advice moment to single moms right now.
Oh, where to start?
At what age should we start explaining the whole blended family and that to our kids? Because I've been through that as well.
Right.
Especially, when your child does not necessarily have a tight relationship with their birth father or whatever.
Right.
So it's like, how do we introduce to them that, okay, this is a blended family and this is the situation, like, how do we explain?
Okay, so 2 things. I feel like each kid is different, right? So it's like potty training. You can't expect one kid to pick up like the other kid did. Their kids are not going to walk the same time the other kid walked. And so I think it's more so understanding a kid's readiness to understand big concepts like that. Some kids are ready at a younger age.
Right.
My husband was adopted. He's never met his birth parents ever in life. And at 5 years old, his parents sat him down and was like, look.
At 5?
At 5.
Oh.
Right?
Wow.
So that's Marley's age now. I'm looking like, I don't know if Marley's ready for that right now. But Mike just happened to be more of a very mature and ready kid. And so, Mike's parents sat him down and was like, hey, we're not your birth parents, but we are your chosen parents. And we love you and and explain that. And he's fine and has matriculated through life, and those are his parents, and that's that. And so I can't expect that reality is going to be the same for Marley. But I do take little things from that, which is like when he's ready. He was more ready. So I think Marley, she was telling me the other day that this kid at her school was talking about her name and was calling her by her first name. We'll call her biological dad's name. And she was saying, well, my mom married my dad, and so now we are Sterlings. And so, that tells me she's understanding the concept of the blend better. So, I think more I feel like she's ready to learn. I want to tell her. What I don't want to do is ever, hide things from her or make her feel like I was trying to cover up things,
Well, yeah. Well, see, the other thing is you're in the public eye.
Yes.
And for me, I understand that it's like when you're in the public eye, it's not always like, do we understand, when we feel like our kids are ready, but we also have to remember it's be so much stuff happening in the internet, and other kids may approach.
They can find out before we have the chance.
So that's why I'm like, okay, at what age do you think she's gonna start surfing the web?
Right, but I think she kind of understands a little bit that she knows that Mike's her dad, but she also remembers meeting him later.
Right.
So I think as she grows a little bit, understanding where do babies come from.
Right.
It's something after a while, it's in the time you're like, okay, how does it get there? And then in a few years, you're like, oh, there's this thing called sex.
Oh, God.
You know what I mean? And so the concept becomes...
Can I just say, once they start asking the question about sex, it's too late.
It's too late, I know.
You already just passed the date.
Exactly. So I just, as curious as she is and as much as she wants to know, I'm willing to tell her. And all things in due time. And at the end of the day, I don't want her to feel like she was left in the dark by anything, but I also want her to know that she was the beginning of this family. No matter how blended and who is whose bio and donor or whatever, she was the beginning of this family, and everything that comes after are her siblings and her loved ones.
Well, girl, let me just tell you, with my daughter, she's a teenager now, and I still have to be making sure she gets her special time.
Oh my
and
God,
all of that.
still?
Yeah, because Riley was older. Well, a little bit older, when Todd and I got together. But at that point, she is like my mommy,
right? Even more so, right?
Yeah. So she's just she absolutely loves Ace. Yeah. You know what I mean? But with the idea of other children coming.
But then she gained a sister too.
Yes, she did.
And is she older than Riley?
Yes, Kayla is older than Riley.
Got you. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah, but it's definitely we have that blended family thing where both of our older daughters both feel some type of way sometimes when they're like, okay, well,
what about me?
What about our attention?
Right.
But we be feeling like, well, y'all old.
Yeah. Y'all are good. No, but I do notice that, even this year for Marley's birthday, instead of doing a big birthday party, I took her to New York. It was a mommy-daughter trip. I had to do a little workout there anyway. So it's like, hey, me and Marley are just gonna go to New York together. And we just spent a lot of time. And she was like, no Mikey? No Mikey, no Daddy, went to Lion King,
Okay, so on the episode also, our girl Shamari, she has a little fun.
You know what?
She has a little fun. You had the experience of her fun on your dress at
and my shoe was just in my foot, it was in my shoe. Ooh, it was so nasty. My kids' throw up is nasty to me. A whole nother woman's throw up is disgusting. I was just trying to be a friend. She's so petite, and she was teetering on the toilet, and I didn't want her to fall. So I was just trying to cushion her from falling with my body, and she just leaned into me and threw up all over me. It was so gross, but you know what? I would want a friend to do that for me too. And to take the upchuck. So it's okay, Shamari girl.
So I'm sure you didn't know that obviously at your wedding,
she got lit.
She was having a little fun.
Yeah.
I think when she wasn't a part of the conversation that was happening in the hallway. So she was with Tanya.
Tanya can drink.
And you know, and Tanya is all about, let's have a good time. Yeah.
Yes. All the time. Yeah.
But you know, I'm a little bit more like, hold on. Okay. No more for you.
Yeah.
You know, so you know what, I'm gonna have to have a talk with Tanya to say next time when we with our friends around the cameras.
Well, this is the thing though, and despite how people try to blow it out of proportion and make it seem like this big horrible thing, and don't get me wrong, we all get on each other's nerves sometimes, but Shamari, like, has been a genuine housewife, like at home with these kids.
She's a real housewife.
She's like a real housewife, like hasn't been doing music, doesn't have other jobs, like she's at home with the kids, and her husband tours, and that's her life. So now she has like this group of friends, and we turn up, and we kiki, and we get dressed up, and we like to drink, and so, and I remember, do you remember in Destiny when she was like, can we get some cabbage to dry up my boobs?
Right. I do.
So she was still breastfeeding when we first met her.
That is true.
So to go from that to like, okay, I'm about to roll with the homies, and I'm gonna try to keep up with a couple of them.
Yeah.
I don't nail it to a cross as quickly as others. Like,
I
it's fine,
know.
girl. Have your little cocktails, and I think more than anything, she feels kind of safe around us. Like she knows she can get a little lit in.
Well, my theory is, because you know I'm not a drinker, so you know I don't really care. I don't judge anybody on their drinking. I just say as long as you're not driving. She's not driving. She's responsible. Like, she doesn't drink and drive.
Exactly.
So as long as she's not driving, then I didn't think it was a problem.
And she's not the only friend I've ever had that like has 2 drinks and is like, woo! Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not uncommon. I'm just not that friend, but I have that friend. I'm just the other friend, which might not always be perfect either, so whatever. But I don't care. Let her have her little drinks. She's hella fun, but when she has a cocktail, she's
super fun.
She's so much fun. So girl, I will bring you a drink, honey. Don't even worry. And pay for your Uber, Shamari.
I think my the part that Abby Davis was like, she came out of her vagina.
Oh my god. Like, I've never had a visual of my mom's vagina in all of my years until watching my wedding episode. I was
that right there was fun. That was hilarious.
And you know what? Everybody got something to say about how much I spent. That premium open bar cost, honey, drink up.
That was the talk of social media.
I have never saw people invest in how much someone else does or does not spend on shit that don't matter to them in their life, ever. Who cares? Who cares?
Yeah.
I don't get it. But everybody wanted to know, and there was a huge confusion between $1,000 per person versus $1,000 per plate.
All right.
Now, there is no one in their right mind, and I am self-proclaimed frugal as hell, that will spend $1,000 on a plate. It's impossible.
Right.
But when you start factoring in, because I'm trying to understand how budgets work. And so my wedding planner explained to me, like, every single thing you do factors into how many people you have.
Right.
So the amount of space we have to cover and decorate depends on how many people you have.
Gotcha.
Chairs, rentals, everything. So as I decided I wanted these chairs versus that chairs, then the budget gets bigger and bigger. So we were at about a little bit over $1,000 per person. So as I add more people to the budget,
it gets bigger.
And it's like, you just understand, the more people you add, the more money you need to add. It's not just, I'm not just bringing a plate out.
Okay, so to make it clear, people, for everybody that's budgeting for their weddings out there,
girl, and you can't buy your wedding on credit, by the way. There's no way. It's not a credit or a payday loan in the world that can take care and suffice a wedding. That shit is paid for almost a month in advance. Every vendor gets their coins. They are cashed all the way out.
Right.
And anybody that has had a wedding or a big event like that knows that. It's not a caterer calling you a week later like, yo, can I get the other 15,000?
That is true.
They got all their money. Yeah, I was excited. You know, I was naive to think that I could have like a whole wedding at $80,000, which I thought was a lot of money.
Well, I mean, I guess like you said, it was because you had so many more people than you expected.
More people. I had performers. I mean, just that flight of performers out. And
okay, so that's what they didn't get to see.
Oh, I know. You guys didn't get to see.
So tell them about some of the people that were performing.
Well, Candy was gonna sing. No, I asked Candy to sing. She had her candy coated nights to get ready, her dungeon party to get ready for.
Oh yeah.
But
people
I would
didn't
have had
realize
4
those
celebrities singing, but instead I had 3. I had Leela James, who sang, oh my God, my song As I Walk Down the Aisle, and it was the most beautiful thing ever. I would have paid $1 zillion to get Leela. I also wanted Anthony Hamilton. I was like, I need Anthony Hamilton to sing at my wedding. He sang, he was beautiful, oh my God. And then everybody's girl, one of my favorite girls, Kiki Wyatt, sang for me.
Oh my God, Kiki Wyatt, she kills it every time.
She shut it down. And mind you, when it comes to TV, there's a lot that comes into play about what you can air, right? So,
right.
You know, you didn't really get to see them as much because they couldn't license the music. And,
right.
But they were there and they made my wedding so special. Kiki sang as we cut the wedding cake. Mm-hmm. Anthony did like a special song for us right after our dances, and Leela did it as we walked down the aisle.
Now, to touch on other things, the next episode, they're gonna touch on other drama.
Dun, dun, dun. And I'm like, come on, Bravo, y'all couldn't give me one episode in between. At least I'm not the finale. But damn, they went into it. They're like, dun, 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 dun. Here go the shit. Like, it's all in the same breath.
The clips are coming out online that people know that Marlo, you know, was bringing some
rumors to the
circle.
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
I had already heard.
I can turn a shade tree into a money tree.